I think of customer engagement as the degree to which you have mind share among with the customer and the degree to which they are interacting and operating with you. So are they engaged with you? Are they talking to you? Are they explaining their business problems to you? Right? Are they interacting with you? So Twitter is an example of that. Are they a supporter of you on Twitter? Are they interacting with you on Twitter? Likewise on other forums. So to what degree are they working with you? And I think of engagement as a measure of satisfaction. Right? So if they're asking you questions, if they're helping other people understand your business, they're engaged. If they're silent, if they're quiet, they're not responding to surveys, well, they're not thinking about you, and they don't care enough, right? And those are not engaged customers. And you have to understand why they're not engaged. Are they dissatisfied? Are you not serving their need? Have you not made your solution an important part of what they need to do or their lives? So you have to figure that out. That is a piece of overall customer satisfaction and the customer experience. That would be CRM as the bigger component, but yeah, engagement and enabling engagement is a key part of that customer satisfaction, and the level of engagement, I think, is a key measure of customer satisfaction. Typically today, when a buyer shows up, they've done a lot of research. They understand they understand the product and the business space a lot more. That means you as a company have to spend a lot more time in the education phase, in providing information to consumers earlier on in the process before they start talking to a seller. And then as a seller, you want the seller to understand what information the buyer has already had access to. So you think about in the context of CRM, what white papers has this person read? What webinars have they attended? So what have they done to educate themselves? That's going to tell the seller a lot about what the buyer cares about and knows. And a good seller will build on that as opposed to repeat it. So again, you're creating the right experience for the buyer by giving a smarter seller or giving a seller more intelligence so they can get right to the point that the buyer cares about. The buyer doesn't want to listen to a lot of stuff they already know or a lot of things that are irrelevant. By giving them intelligence, they can get right to the point. And that actually helps the seller a lot in the sense that the sales cycle can be shorter. Their time is that they're making their time highly effective as opposed to wasting it discovering things that they already should know because of the way the buyer has engaged with the business before. And it's that digital and human connection that becomes critical for CRM. You know, Michael, a lot of people talk about the digital component of that today because most businesses need to get there. They need to get there where the information is available digitally and enable the buyer to come in. But what they forget is that that has to connect to the human, because all the surveys show that the most effective part of the cycle is still people still want to talk to people. And it isn't that we want to do we want no human interaction. It's we want the human interaction that's relevant, and we don't want the irrelevant part of the human interaction in the buying process, right? And connecting the digital to the human becomes critical in the CRM system. And that's, I'd say that's something that's changed as this buying experience and buying process has changed.